Hey guys, it's Becca. So today I wanted to do a review on Maleficent and The Fault in Our Stars. So without further ado, let's get into it. So the first movie I saw was Maleficent, and right off the bat, this movie was visually stunning. Like when I say stunning, I mean the effects, the colors, and the imagery was gorgeous. Like it was one of the most beautifully visual movies I've ever seen. And it was just like this journey that you were brought on, and it was so much fun. Angelina Jolie is my hero, and the woman can do no wrong. I mean, she is Maleficent. Like, her costumes were incredible. Her cheekbones were like, could cut glass. They were so like strong and structured. It was so crazy. Um and oh, she was so good. The story was, exactly as I remembered, but it was also very different, and it was nice seeing the backstory to Maleficent and why she became the way that she was, and how she wasn't really a villain and she really wasn't the hero. She was just somebody who was looking to be loved and accepted, and oh, basically, for those of you who have not seen it, essentially it's, as you guys know, it's a backstory to Maleficent and a prelude to Sleeping Beauty. But essentially, Maleficent and King, before he became King Stefan, they met when they were very young, and, she really liked him and he liked her. And then as they grew up, he became more consumed with, the human world, because there was this whole division between fairies and humans. And so humans were basically terrified of fairies, and fairies were terrified of humans because they didn't understand each other. And so Stefan had to prove himself to be able to be a successor for the king. So he drugged Maleficent, he took her wings, and he basically lost his mind after that, because she comes in and she gives the curse that Aurora is going to prick her finger when she's 16 and all that. And the movie just sort of showed how she felt like she had been taken for a fool, and how she kind of acted out on that. And it showed a more humanizing side of her, which I really thought was interesting, and I really liked it. So if you haven't seen it yet, you need to go see this movie just for like the visual effects alone, because they're incredible, and Angelina just like knocks it out. Like, amazing. All right, now for the movie that I've been dying to see forever and ever since I finished the book, The Fault in Our Stars. Oh my goodness. First impressions, it was amazing. It was amazing. It was everything I thought it would be. It was just, the story is perfect. Like, the story is perfect, and these characters are perfect, and John Green, why do you make me feel things? This is all your fault. I was like crying in the theater like a baby, and I didn't know what to do with my life, and I'm like, oh my god, it was a mess. So it was beautiful. It was just beautiful. Shailene Woodley and as Ansel Elgort were incredible as Hazel and Augustus, and I want an Augustus Waters in my life, because every woman should be so lucky to have an Augustus Waters in their life, because Augustus Waters is just like, oh my god, he's like everything. I can't. So the casting in this movie was just phenomenal, and they got everybody so on point. There are just a few little nitpicky things, and again, these are very, very small. The guy who played Peter Van Houten, I believe was the guy who played Harry's father in Spider-Man with Tobey Maguire. I can't remember what his name is, but he played Harry Osborn. Is that his name? Anyway, and so in the book, Peter Van Houten, again, was pictured, was written as this kind of older, really chubby guy. And obviously the guy who played him was, thin, and he was a little bit younger, which I guess, for Hollywood, it's fine. But the one thing that kind of bothered me was that in the book, he was portrayed as kind of this prick who, just was very down on life. And then towards the end, you find out that the reason why he's like this is because of the fact that his daughter died, and, and he never really got over it. And then he wrote Imperial Affliction to kind of, share that with the world. And that's why Hazel really, I guess, related to it, because it came from real experience. And then you found out that he wasn't such a bad person. And the movie just kind of portrayed him as this nasty man, when in fact he really isn't such a nasty person. He just, has had a lot of loss in his life. But that, again, it was, minor little thing compared to like the bigger picture, but that just kind of bothered. Also, another thing that was a little strange was, I thought that Hazel and Augustus looked a little too healthy, meaning that they were kind of tan and glowy. And I feel like since they are portraying people who are sick, that they should have looked a little paler and a little more like sickly. Like, I get you want to show that you don't want to kind of do the whole sick stereotype of, looking pale and frail and all that, but it's like they are cancer patients. I mean, they should look a little more sickly. It doesn't have to be so glamorous, but again, that was like a little thing. And then the last thing was the parents. And Laura Dern was incredible as Hazel's mom, but she seemed a little too cheery, which is nothing wrong with that, but I just felt like perhaps, she could have showed that she had a little more weight on her shoulders, because in the book, she was Hazel's mom, but she was also her nurse and her caregiver, and it seemed like it kind of took a toll on her sometimes, and I kind of wish that the movie portrayed that a little bit more. With Hazel's father, in the book, he was described as someone who was very emotional, and he would often go into like another room and cry because, Hazel's sickness and kind of often, really upset him. And they didn't really show that in the book that much, and not in the book, in the movie, pardon. And I wish they did, because it's, parents are emotional and things like that happen, and it's okay to show that. But again, I understand that you can't show everything, but again, these are just, like I said, little details. Like, they're little nitpicky stuff. Overall, honestly, I loved the movie. I loved the movie. I loved the ending. The ending, got me. I was bawling my eyes out by the ending. I actually have to say I liked the ending to the movie better than I liked the ending to the book. I give both movies 2 thumbs up. They were incredible. And I loved Maleficent. I loved The Fault in Our Stars. If you haven't read the book, go read the book and then go see the movie, because it's so worth it to read this book. It's so beautiful. And if you want to see me do an official review of The Fault in Our Stars, I will put that link in the bottom bar below, and I talk all about the book and how magical and beautiful it is, to try to convince you more to go read it. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you have a wonderful weekend, and I will see you soon. Bye, guys.